Hello. Hi everyone. So today in this video, you will be seeing something like this as the output of your complete tutorial. Um, Now, this design is looks very good to me. And if you want to see what happens on tapping of each of the items, so let's go to this URL where it is posted on Figma, where you can see the touch events as well. So if I click on this, the menu will come. This is one of the events. If I click on sign out, this should come. Okay, fine. If I click on this sign out, then also that should come ideally. If I click on notifications, this screen should come. If I click on off and on, then it should be toggling button. So this is the touch events that we will be handling. So to start with, I will just tell you about something. Main parts in this UI are having this curvy app bar. So there are two types of app bar. One will be the normal notification bar, which can be applied for all these menus except for the profile one, because profile has this image, right? So we have custom app bar, which is having two types of versions. One will be big one, other one will be smaller one. Then once we are done with this, on clicking of this item, we will open this menu, which will be used as an end drawer. Okay, and we will have to also give shape to it, right? So this is one second custom thing that you have to do. Then third custom thing will be whenever you click on sign out or this sign out, this should come from bottom. So this is we will use bottom sheet for that. Okay, so these are three things that you have to give shape to. Fourth is off and on, and this is very critical. I have gone through many pub.dev pub plugins and packages where I could find some of them, but not exactly suiting the needs. So what I did, I created my own, and I will show you at the end of this video. I will show you how you can create this type of toggle button, and when you click on and off, it will also animate. So this will animate from left to right, and off will be triggered to become on with the fade animation. So all this you will see in this video. So at the end, I will not create complete UI. I will show you these important components. So let's see the output that you will be having at the end of this video. Okay, let me just increase the size of the emulator. Okay, and minimize it, right? Okay, oh, fine. What is this? Fine. So if I click on the settings button, right, this is great. It's coming out. If I click on sign out, it is also coming out. If I click outside this sign out, it is going back, right? So this is happening. When I click on notifications, this becomes a screen. If I come to profile again, this becomes a screen. Also, as I said, I will show you the on and off. This is complete custom widget that I have created. I will show you how to create this. Now the bonus thing is it works on rotated screens as well. Okay, so we will handle the rotation part also, right? And this is your sign out, right? And also this works on Android devices, so you will have another bonus with you, that you can create a responsive screen which does not pixel out, which does not throw any error while you do this. Okay, so let's head on to the coding part. Yes, so this is our screen right now, which is nothing. Before starting, I have changed the title to user profile settings app. I have created a theme data because I wanted it to support dark mode as well. So maybe at the end of this video, we will have two themes. So one will be theme, other will be dark theme. So right now I'm working only on the light theme, where I will have a scaffold background color as white. And what does that mean? So this color, right? It's white. This is my scaffold background color. Then my primary color will be black, because many places it's black. My app bar has black color, icons has black, this background has black color, text is black, most of the things are black, so I have put it in primary color. Then icon theme, I have taken icon theme as white because this icon is white, this is white, this is white, all the icons are mostly white, so I have taken that. So let's create a drawer layout now. So why I am creating drawer layout, what it will do? So basically drawer layout is my whole layout that will contain two things, a drawer and the page. So this is the drawer and this is the page. Okay, based on whatever is selected in the drawer, my page will be changed, and for this I will be using Bloc. So to use Bloc library, you have to add Flutter underscore Bloc, and the version is 2.1.1. Then Dart SDK I am using 2.7.0, which is pretty much latest. Then go to your now let's create drawer. So in your lib folder, you will create a directory which will be widgets, because this is a common widget. It is used all throughout the application. So I will create a dot file. It's a normal file which will contain scaffold and all those things, right? So scaffold, right? And there will be body, there will be end drawer. So for body, I will right now use only container with nothing in it. Okay. Second thing, so end drawer, now I will be using a drawer for this, okay, which can be used. Okay, so now drawer has this double elevation child. Okay, so elevation I don't want to change. What is a child? So if we see this, drawer is just a column, right? It has multiple entries in vertical order. So I will take a column, okay, and I will just use right now, I will just add profile, because this is the way I also thought how should I proceed with it. Of course, there are multiple things that you have to change here, right? So let's run this, how it looks like. So drawer layout, why it is not taking? Okay, I don't know where I have created this file. It's not there correctly positioned. Okay, by mistake I have created it here. So let's move this drawer to lib folder first, and then from lib folder let's move it to widgets. So the file was not itself there, that's why I could not take it. Fine, now let's run it and see the output. So this is how you will add the drawer, but where to go from here? Where is the drawer? You cannot see, but if you drag from here, you will see that this is the drawer, and you can see the profile and notifications items that are there on the top here, right? So now we need to do a lot of the things, right? First of all, we need a button where we can click and the drawer will come automatically. Then we have to add some padding from top and everything like that. But before that, can we give a shape to it? Let's start giving the shape to it. So wrap this drawer in a clip, and yes, in the clip path, and then clipper. So you will use a drawer clipper for that. You will create a drawer clipper file which will be private to this. So this will be the first shape that you will be creating, right? Which will take path, and then you have to import two methods. So this is the clip that will be used, and we have to give the path to it. Then you will return true. One more hint, if it's a one-line method, you can remove this, and add this and remove the return word as well. So it will return the true value. Then in the path, so we need to create a path which will be created like this, and then you have to return this path. Whatever you do in the path will become the clip of it. So it will clip accordingly. So where we want to clip. So this is the whole size of your drawer. So you want to clip from here to here. So it's like a curvy thing to do. So we will start from this point. Initially 0, 0 is this point. So we will start from 50, 0. Okay. So path dot move to 50 and then put 0 here. Then if I tell you path dot line 2, which is now I'm just explaining you where is a control point, okay, because we will be using quadratic Bezier curve. But to explain you how it works, let me show you that the center point will be my control point, and to confirm that what is the coordinates of this center point. So it is width is 0, right, and height is height by 2, which we can get from this one. Okay, so size dot, so width is 0 and height will be size dot height by 2. Now till here my line will come. Okay, after that I will have to make another line from this point, because I have moved till here. Now I want till here, so that this point and this point are in single line. So I will again move to 50, but this time 0 will become my size dot height. Okay, then I have come till here. I will close it. So then again I will move to sorry, this will be line 2. Then again I will create a line 2. This time it will be my size dot width and size dot height, because it's my bottom right corner of the screen, which is, width and height are complete at the level of their maximum. Then I will create a line from here to here, which will be again path dot line 2. This time height will be 0 and it will be full width, which is this point. Then I will not do anything. Probably the path will close itself. Let's see the output of it. So there is some mistake, right? So let me close the path. Okay, there was no mistake actually. The drawer got off, so we will have to call the drawer again. Okay, very nice. So if I remove this, will it work? Yes. So my drawer is here. Yes, it works. So this is how I will create the drawer. But I want a curve here, so you will have to remove these two lines and merge them in a quadratic Bezier curve. So this is the best way to create quadratic Bezier curve. Now x1, y1, x2, y2, what are the values that will fit in? So x1, y1 is the control point, which is nothing but this point around which the curve will be defined, and this is the destination point, which is x2, y2. So my destination point is 50, size, height, size dot height. Okay, and my control point is this one. Okay, after doing this, I don't need these things because I don't want lines, I want curve. Let's run it and see the output. Right, beautiful curve we have got, and we have these items as well on the top. Now you might be wondering, hey man, we don't know from where the end drawer will come, whether there is an end drawer or not, how the user will know. So scaffold has a very good thing. If you use the app bar and you just add an empty app bar, okay, and just run the app, what it will do is it will detect that there is an end drawer already. So it will add this icon here, and you can click on this and it will come. Now there are many disadvantages of this and advantages of this. So one advantage was we already have an icon. We know that something can come and we have not written anything here. But can you change the icon? Can you change it? I don't know. Let's try that. So I'm adding actions, or probably I will just add a leading, and let's try icons dot settings. So probably I want this icon right now. Let's see. No, leading comes on the left hand side, right? So let's add trailing. There is no trailing. Then we have actions. So let us see how the actions thing work. So we add multiple actions here. Okay, right, and so this will come at the end of the app bar. Let's run it, how it looks. So okay, settings come. Now if I click on this, nothing happens, right? Nothing happens. So the drawer does not come out. This is one disadvantage. Second, you have to add some padding. Okay, that you can add. You can use icon button, and then your child will be your something. Icon will be icons dot settings, right? I think it needs one more thing. It needs what it needs. What are the main things that it needs? Icon is required. So icon, right? Icon. Okay. Icons dot settings. So this it needs. You can see color is gone because maybe I have not given on pressed. Let's give on pressed. Yes, the icon is back and you have got the padding. Now clicking is happening, but drawer is not coming. So to open the drawer, what you need to do is you need to take the scaffold state. How you will use it? So you will create a global key with scaffold state. I'm trying to explain you everything that I have encountered while doing this. The way I can directly go to the solution, but I'm explaining you what are the things that you might face issues with, the first failure, second failures, third failures, and then you will arrive to the solution. So global key, and then you have this scaffold state where you will initialize it. So you have this scaffold it should be the key, and then scaffold key, you will add it here. After that, on pressing of this icon, you will do scaffold key dot current state dot open end drawer, and then this is how you will add click event to the actions. Okay, and now you have your custom icon as also, right? So you have got the drawer. Fine. We will continue with this, but we will fail once we try to navigate. Okay, I will tell you why we will fail. Okay, so now I will add. Now I will first modify this drawer, and then we will see clicking of these items. Okay, wrap this column in a container. Okay, with some padding. So I will have right now from top I will have 48. Let's see the impact of it. If I click on settings, okay, we have got it here. Now in the column, you can add cross axis alignment because these are in the center, right? By default, the cross axis alignment is center. So you need to have its end. So it will reach till the end of this. Okay. Now, font sizes are smaller. Everything is not looking as great. So what we will do, we will create a drawer item, our own item that we will be creating. And we will also create a drawer sub item. Okay. The reason for this is, if you see, my applications is drawer item, and under my applications you have multiple things which have some different text style. So you will have drawer sub item. Okay, now what are the things that it has? So generally it has a text, and it will have some on pressed method, right? So these are the things that my drawer item will need, and these are common things that it will need. We want to click on the item, as well as there is some text on it. So let's create another widget, which is drawer item. Okay, drawer item, and we will have two things here. So final string text and final function on pressed. Let's use the constructor. Now I will use, I can use text, but then I will have to use padding because I want some margin, some padding from left and right hand side, everything like that. I will have to use gesture detector, all those things. But there is a beautiful solution which is called flat button. This is not a material button which will have some color on the background, okay, by default. So I will have a flat button. My child will be a text widget, and this text widget will take in the text and style. Okay, text style will be, my weight will be font weight W, you can say 600, which is good. Then font size will be 80. Okay, this much is okay. It needs also one more thing, which is on pressed, right? So you will pass in the method that you have passed from your caller. Similar way, you will create another widget which will be drawer sub item. You might be thinking, why I have not created another file for it. The reason is simple. They both are drawer items, very similar to each other. We can keep them in one file. Only difference will be font size, font weight will be W300. It's lesser bold. Okay, so let's import it here. Let's import, all the things are imported. So my first text is profile. Second will be, if you can see it, my devices, right? Then similarly you will add all these things. So it's also an item, right? So let's do it very quickly. Profile, devices, my applications. Right, then you have drawer sub items. So I will not add all, but I will add a fair amount so that I can show you that there is some issue with this also. Just wait for 1 or 2 minutes and you will see the reason why I am adding multiple. Okay, drawer sub item. I have navigation, productivity, radio. Productivity. Then I have locations. I have 3 sub items, that is enough. So now I have my locations, language, privacy, notifications. So I will have location. This is a ground that I'm setting for one error to come in future. Okay, so it's a language now. You might be forwarding this video at this point of time, but I don't know, this will more waste your time in doing so, because then you will come back and forth and all those things. But there is one concept related to this, so I'm adding about now. Now this thing and sign out we will add later. Before that, I want to tell you one thing. Let's see the output first of all. How is it looking? Great, that's very nice, right? What happens if I rotate my phone? So this is the error that you might be facing, right? This will come in your life in future, anytime it can come. Fine. So first thing, the container drawer should be scrollable, right? So my clip path should go or not this one. My drawer should go in a single child, or I would say my container should go in single child scroll view. What it will do, it will add scrolling effect to it. Okay, now you cannot see here why. So let me add 4-5 items more, or maybe just duplicate the items so that we can see it scroll. Okay, yes, so let's do it this. No, it is still not scrolling. Let's see now. Right, so this is scrollable now, which is great, right? Your menu should be scrollable, but these things will arrive in these things will arrive when you rotate the phone. The issue is it works perfectly fine. So you need to give a height to the container. Okay, so let's give height. My height will be media query dot off, or okay, let's do this way. Let me run this and rotate the phone, and let's see the error first of all. Okay, so I click on settings. Yes, it is scrollable, right? Which is not an issue. We can proceed. So I will not explain you we want to give height or not, because that will be explained when I add the cross button and a spacer and then the sign out thing. Okay, so I think this is not the right time to explain you that. So we will continue with, we will click on profile, we will click on notifications, and we will change the title of the app bar. Okay, and also we will close this drawer, plus we will change the content below here. Okay, so I will create 2 pages. Let's create them, or let's do one thing. Let's create a directory where we will put our block. So my block will handle drawer navigations. Okay, I like block when I'm navigating between multiple screens, so I use block for that. I will create a drawer, a block folder, because there can be multiple folders, right? Or you just right now don't complex the project. Create a dart file directly and create a drawer block file. Now here you will have to import a block, right? After that, I generally create enum, and then I create drawer states, events. And my event, if you are following my previous videos, it will be profile event, and mostly I need notification event. And right, so I will have right now only 2. I can add multiple. Then I will have an abstract class which will be navigation states. This time it will be drawer states. Okay, and now all my pages will extend this, because I want a state to be dispatched, a state to be streamed when there is an event change. Okay, so I will now create a class which will be my drawer block, which will extend my block, and it will have event which is nothing but drawer events and drawer states, right? Now it will extend two methods. My initial state, so my initial state is user profile screen. This is the common thing that I have been doing in all my navigation projects. Then I will use if, or a switch statement will be better here. So if event means if my event, I will have multiple cases. So first will be profile event, right? If this is so, I will yield user profile screen. Okay, and why this is showing error? Because I have to add async star, then yield will not show any error. Switch statement saying that you are not handling clause for notification events, so you just duplicate it. Since there are two events, you need to have all the statements following that. Then you will have notification screen, right? So now the errors demand that we create a directory where we will create pages, and this will have two dart files. One will be user profile screen, okay, and let's create that very basic thing, user profile screen, and the color of this container will be, I always take red accent, blue accent. You just have to copy this and paste here and name it as notification screen. Yes, just removing the S, and the red accent will become blue accent, sorry, and then it will be notification screen, right? So these are my files. One thing I forgot to add, you just try to add with navigation with drawer states, and you can add ds, so you will see all the things that starts with ds, then with ds, so it generally gives you the first letter of each word. Okay, so you have made these two pages drawer states type. Okay, let's go to drawer block and import the unimported screens, and I think this is the end of drawer block. I don't think we need to come back to this file again. Now to add, a block provider, block builder, all those things, basically what we want is we want to handle the click event, right? So we need to wrap this complete project into, complete file into a block provider. Okay, and this will create a drawer block. So it will take a context and initialize, basically give a block to it. That's the whole idea. Also, it's a requirement that you should add drawer block, otherwise it will have some runtime issues. Okay, so provide the type of block that this block provider will be providing, and then proceed further. So this is my block provider code. I don't think main will be required again. Okay, fine. Now what I need to do, so let's change the body. Instead of container, we need to show profile screen. Now remember, this container is below this app bar. Right now we are not working on app bar. Whenever the profile is clicked, this will should become red, because profile, and by default also it should be red because my initial state is red. If notifications is clicked, this should become blue. Okay, so this I want. So this is state I should change in the body, right? And it will start from here till here. Okay, let me move it here. Fine. Let's remove this container and add a block builder, which is nothing but, as I explain always, it's a probably, yes, it's a stream and sync, so it's pure Rx start. Then block builder takes in, if you go to the documentation also, it takes in block and the state. Okay, so I will add drawer block and drawer states, right? And right now I need method Yes, so it will be builder or some method. What is that method? Okay, it's build. Fine. Yes, right. So build will give me context and state. So I will take drawer state as the type of it so that I can handle it well. I generally do this. And then I think I've missed something. What is that I have missed? App bar is ending properly. This is ending properly. This is ending properly. So I want to return my state as a widget. Yes. What it is saying? Maybe this drawer states only. Right? What is the issue? Maybe builder. It should be similar, right? Let me revert everything. So it was a container. Let's wrap this in block builder. Let's use this. Okay, fine. So instead of child, it uses builder. Then we have context. Yeah, now syntaxes are not the problem. So context and drawer state, which should return, this will be your child. So you don't need this, right? And you need to return state as widget. That's it, because after all your screens are widget. Now you need to also you need to import block builder, but before that you need to tell that it will take drawer block and drawer states. Okay, yes, so all errors are gone. And now, okay, we have not added click event first of all, so let's add click event also. So when I click on profile, what I want a block provider dot off type of drawer block, then context, then add, and which type of event? So it's drawer event dot profile event. This is the event that will be dispatched when we click on profile. Similarly, if I go to notifications, this is the type of event that will be dispatched when I click on notifications. And as I explain every time, whenever you dispatch an event, whoever is listening for this state will be updated. So right now body is listening for block builder, and it will work seamlessly. Okay, so whenever there is a change in the state, this will be the state. So I have got the user profile, then I click on notifications and I got the blue icon. Now why it is not closing means why I'm clicking and drawer is not getting closed. So documentation says that end drawer is added to the stack, and to come out of the stack you need to write navigator dot of context dot pop. So if you write this, your drawer will be pushed off the stack, and the body will become the top of the stack, so it will be visible. Okay, similar thing you can add it to your notifications part. Okay, so let's run it, notifications, and that's it. Now I will add the cross button, I will add the sign out link, and then we will work on the app bar. Let's add the close icon first of all, and then we will add the sign out thing, and then probably I can show you the error that will come when you rotate your screen. Okay, so let me just show you rotation also. If I click on notifications, which is perfectly fine, if I click on profile, this becomes a screen. Okay, so rotation is still working with the block provider. So on top of this first drawer item, I will have to add a container, right? Container will contain a child. So basically it will be an icon, which will be a close icon. Color of this icon should be white. If you see here, it's white in color. So I will not add color. Let's see the output. Generally it will take from the theme data that I have put in. Yes, it is white, right? It is white. You cannot see it because the container color should be black. So I will take theme of context dot primary color, because my primary color is black. And if you can see now, we can see the close icon coming out through very well. We need to add some padding on the right and also some gap from profile. So we'll add a padding only from right, which will be 20 in my, just taking as random value, and bottom also 20 because I need some gap from profile and this close icon, as well as I need some decoration because the rounded rectangle. It's the borders are rounded, so corners are rounded, that's why. So I will take simple borders 20 or maybe 8 or 10, that is fine. Then color also should go in the decoration, otherwise it will show error, right? Let's run it and we can see something like this. Padding is not working, we have to take margin, it was a mistake. Okay, then if I take it, yes, this is good. Also, since now I have to give height of it, so I can give 40 and width also as 40. So the container is height 40 and 40, and the cross icon is beautiful. After this container, at the bottom, I will take rich text. You might have seen my rich text videos many times. So rich text, why I am taking, the reason is this is single text. I want to make it as a clickable event, and this does not have underline, this has underline. I can use row and I can add 2 items in it. But again, rich text, it's all text, so I'm taking text span. Okay, so this text span takes multiple children, which are again text span itself. It's very complex to understand, but it's beautiful when it comes out correctly. Then text span will be its child. Text span, interestingly, has text and children both. Okay, so once I'm using children, then next time I'm using text. Okay, so my text is not Laura. Okay, and style will be text style, font size 18, font weight mostly it should be 500, and then I have also, yes, so this is okay. Then the next text span, which will also which will have sign out as its letters, yes. And then in this text style I will have decoration as well, so it will be text decoration dot underline. So it's not there. There is decoration style, which is text decoration style dot, oops, where is that? So it's decoration, it should be under decoration as I remember it. Underline, yeah, underline is there. Okay, this is fine. Let's see this, what is the output. Okay, there is no output, yes, because this text span does not have a color right now. So color will be theme dot of context dot primary color. The reason why I'm taking from theme is very easy. I will be using maybe in the end I might show you dark mode and white light mode. That's why you can see some space not having here, so we will add a space here and it will properly reflect here. Okay, also you don't have any margin here, so what you need to do is you need to wrap again in a flat button. Okay, and this flat button will have on pressed. Okay, this is very good way to use flat button, because flat button comes with very good touch event as well. So if you see that if I click on this, there is a ripple effect. Okay, so you can handle this, and also it has some margin and padding from right hand side and some nice gap. Okay, now if we see in the design spec, there is a space, and this is unlimited space. When the menu is smaller, this sign out always should come at the bottom, right? So before using this flat button, we are in a column. If we use spacer, right? If we use a spacer, we can successfully move this. Okay, there is error. So yes, let's see the error. Let me run it completely. Okay, maybe let's see. Yes, so there is error. Yeah, so the error has come that I wanted to show you. So basically it says incoming height is unbounded. Now whose incoming height? So it's spacer, that is expanded widget. Okay, it doesn't have any height, it takes the amount of height that it needs. So till now drawer item has a fixed height, flat button has a fixed height, this container has a fixed height, but because of this spacer we have infinite height of our column, right? So this container has an infinite height. Now what you need to give is height. Okay, so if you give height of this container as screen height, it has some height now, right? It has some height, so issue will not come. This is unbounded, right? Now we can see that spacer has worked perfectly, sign out button has come beautifully at the bottom, but we need some padding also, so that the button does not touch the this line, right? Yes, so this is perfect layout. I can see it. Now what we need to do is okay, this is spacer. Now let's rotate the screen, and you have got the error. Why error coming? 302 pixels. Why? Because the height of this container is size.height right now, and unfortunately, when the screen is rotated, your phone's height is not changed. Its height is still the height which is in the portrait mode, right? But you are dealing in landscape mode, so your width becomes your height, right? So you need to handle the orientation now. Now to do that, we have very good thing to do, which is nothing but just wrap this scaffold in orientation builder. Okay, what this orientation builder will do? It will build the UI again when the phone is rotated. Okay, so it will give you context and orientation, which you can use to change your UI accordingly. What you need to do is cut this scaffold, remove the child, and return the scaffold. Okay, so you have orientation now in whole your scaffold. Now you can use it. So if I'm not writing if, I'm using ternary operator. So if my orientation is orientation dot portrait, okay, are there any other else? No, portrait only, because I was thinking that maybe it is handled in some of the APIs, but not now. So orientation, if it is portrait, my height is the height of the screen, but otherwise it should be the width of the screen, right? So I will use this width, right? And yes, I will run the app again and see whether it works. And yes, it works. We can scroll our menu item, and the height of the menu is beautiful. Of course, if there are two items, then also we will have a bigger height, but that is okay in some cases. But if you have bigger menu, it's okay for that. You can also do one thing: forget about everything and don't add a spacer, add a size box with some certain height. And but what that will do in portrait mode, the sign out button will not be at the bottom of the screen. It will be somewhere here if you add size box of something, right? So it depends on your use case, but I have told you how you can handle this, and beautifully you have completed the drawer. Now there is one more thing. Now let's see the UI first of all. So when I am in a profile, I have this app bar with user profile, right? And I have this notifications. So removing the fact that on user profile you have this icon also, so you need different type of app bar. Just think in a way that you just have to change the text. You have to change user profile and notifications. That's it. Okay, so how you will handle it? So you will go to your app bar. You will see where you will handle, right? And now let's close this and drawer. So probably you want to wrap your block builder here and then handle the state. If the state is something, then get the title accordingly. So if the state is profile screen, get that title. If the state is notifications screen, then get the title. So let's try to wrap this in block builder. Now see the error. Block builder can't be assigned to the parameter type preferred size widget. So the main issue using app bar is that if you want to create custom app bar, you will have to extend that app bar with the preferred size widget. Using block builder, we cannot do that. Probably it will be too much complex code to handle it. So I will not use app bar. What I will do, I will create a custom widget and have all the things like actions, title, leading, all these things I will have. Okay, and then I will not use app bar, rather I will use column and wrap this in an expanded widget. I will tell you why, but I will use another block builder. Okay, then I will use the same thing mostly, and yes, what is this? Okay, yes, so I'm using mostly the same thing, but this block builder will return me app bar. So remove it, okay, and return app bar, right? Now, fine, I have removed the app bar successfully, but since I'm not using, let's see the output now. Let's see the output. Right, so works fine. If I click on notifications, nothing happens. The reason I will explain you, nothing is happening. So let's see the inspector and see this block builder and the block builder. So if I click on this is my block builder, this is my block builder, but where is my block builder going? So it doesn't have any height. So what you will do, you will expand the body and it will have the height now. And if I click on notifications, you can see the blue icon, right? So not using app bar is also working for us. Now what we will do, we will create a custom shape of it. We'll handle two types of app bar, and then remaining part we will handle the sign out thing. Okay, so let's create a custom app bar. This is a tricky part, so I would request to stick around and handle this and learn this. So it will be custom app bar, and let's see what your app bar needs. So it needs leading, trailing widget, and a title. So widget, leading, trailing, fine. Then you need title, so it should be title only. Just type, pass the title, rest all the things should be handled inside this widget. Then you can send, you can have height. Yes, so the height, if you see, when the app bar is of profile, so when it is big, you need to have this much height, right? So assuming that the basic height is this, you add the image here. It might feel like the app bar in user profile is bigger, but you know the image is scaled, so you can see this scaling to this. So the curve height is same, but overall app bar height is, you know, more. So assuming that this is 100, so another 80 may be the height. So you need to give the height also, height. Then to handle the curve in future, you will need to have the height of this profile image also. So you will use double child height. So it will be the child of this app bar. Okay, this will be the title, this will be leading, trailing, and the child, 4 widgets. Then you will also need to have is big flag, so that you can decide which one to load, whether you want to show child or not, you know, right? Then I think this much is enough. Let's combine this with this, and we have, right. Now we need to have constructor with all these fields. Let's format the file. Now you need to use this here, so it will be custom app bar. Your trailing is not array now, so you can make trailing as array if you want, but right now I'm taking it as a single widget. So let's start from the first one. My leading is nothing but again an icon button, because I want it to be clickable and all those things. And also I need some spacing from left and right side and nice padding inside it, right? So my icon will be it will be normal menu icon. Now the thing is, this icon button, it's itself wrapped in you know, according to the UI, it is wrapped in a container. So you can pass from here itself. I will not make custom app bar to be very much unconfigurable, so I will pass the container from here itself. But in that case, what will happen, your icon button will be less clickable, so you wrap this icon into your container. Okay, that will be good. And decoration will be very easy to do. It will be having a border radius of maybe 4, that is sufficient, and border will be border with the color borders.all, border.all, and color will be white color. So it will be theme.off context.scaffold, right? because it will be a light theme and dark theme. So use the theme dot of context, and you can see I have not used white black directly. Same container can be used for it can be used for trailing. So wrap this icon in a container and add the same decoration, right? So this is how it is done. Yes, this is some issue. Maybe we need to add this. Fine, now it's all formatted. Okay, so leading is there, trailing is there. We need to also set a title. Now title is a string, so create a method find selected title. Now what you need to pass here? So basically you need to pass a state. If you pass the state, this find selected method which you create now here will be able to return you appropriate title. Okay, so if your state is, I'm not using switch statement here as I have explained it in the previous video. Let's use only the state is, so that I can see user profile, because I can, it is bad practice to see this state runtime type equals to user profile. It is bad practice, so this is not good. So you have to use a state, and then also you cannot use switch because of that bad practice. Else, so if it is yes, else so if it is user profile is clean, return user profile, else return notifications. And this is how you can add multiple if and else statements, and error should not come, so you can use state is notifications screen, so that while developing, if you by mistake do something else, it should show error. Okay, so it is making sure that state is notifications screen when you are returning the notifications. Fine, so this is about the title. Now let's go back to the custom app bar. Let's draw our container. Okay, so this is our container which has a child. Now height of this will be height which is being passed, right? And the child will be a row of elements. Row elements will be leading first, then title, and then trailing. So this is how it is configurable. Whatever widgets you pass in, it will be configurable. Title will go in a flat button. I need flat button so that I have some padding, but you can ignore it. You can use simple text. I will pass null here so that I don't have empty method. Then the text will be, so basically what is the flat button child? It's a text. Inside this text I will pass the title which is being sent from the caller, and style will be text style. Font size as usual, font weight as maybe 600 only, and font size will be 18, which is common for this project right now. Color, so color will be white, right? So I need scaffold color, right? And this is how my title is laid out. Then I have before I have leading. Yes, let's run this. Yes, before that, the container color. So color of this will be nothing but again it will be primary color, theme dot of context dot primary color, so it will be black, right? Let's run this and see the output. Okay, fine, at least we have something. So we need to add padding, because then it will be top padding. So let's take 32 and see the output, which is okay. Okay, fine for now. Let's take 48 if it looks good. It looks good. Okay, now there are some issues, right? So these two leading icons does not have any padding, right? So what you need to do, go to your raw layout, go to your leading, and go to padding and add some padding, right? Edge insets all and 4. I think this is sufficient. No, not sufficient. And just before that, maybe 32 is the right size. Okay, fine, let's work on this. So my icon will be in center also. No, it is not in center. Yes, now it is in center. Perfect. So similar way, I will add this in center, right? The icon has increased, and also now I can take this as 48, right? This is perfect. What you need to do is this there is no gap in between, right? So you need to add the gap. So we will play with the row now. So go to your custom app bar. So main axis size is minimum, make it max. It didn't max out. Why? Because you have to add max axis alignment as space between. Now spaces are given, right? Also probably the height given is wrong, so maybe we can increase the height. So yes, the thing is we have not given the height, I think. So if I go to draw layout, have I given the height? No, I have not given the height. So what is the height? So basically height is 150. Let's see. Oh, it's too much, but okay, yes, it's too much, but you are going to cut this, right? You are going to cut this. So this is right now okay. What we need to do is we need not to center the elements. So when we are talking about this row, we can talk about cross-axis alignment, and cross-axis alignment can be is center right now. We can make it as a start so that these two things move top, right? Now this is perfect. This is okay now. We need to add the curve here, right? So let's add the curve. Let's wrap this in clip path. Okay, we will play with this a lot, so go through this very carefully. App bar clipper and you know, just make it underscore so that because it's local thing. So create this class app bar clipper, and this clipper will work according to the height of the app bar. Okay, right. One thing I have not told you about, but we will do it later. We will do it in future, that's for sure. We will add the profile image also here, which will be the child, so we'll handle that. So let me just do this norms. Okay, so my path, let's clip our app bar. Okay, ready? So return the path. So path dot, so we will take some point here. I think that point can be 40. So path dot move to, so when we don't write move to, we are actually at the 0 0 position. So we want to move till here, which is nothing but your complete height minus 40. Okay, and width is 0, so the x coordinate is 0, so it will be size dot width minus 40. Let's take this value. Okay, then you make a line to again I will set the center. So my center is size dot width by 2, which is my x coordinate, and height is complete y is complete y coordinate. Then I will make a line to, you know, size dot width and size dot height, which is nothing but this point somewhere, not this point, minus 40 this. Okay, one thing I have written it wrong here. Yes, so this is my point. Then path dot line to, which will be this one, so size dot width and 0, size dot width and 0, right? Then I will probably again make a line to 0 and 0, or maybe let us leave it there. Yes, so this is the thing, I should probably make a line till here, that right? So path dot line to will be, you know, it should be path dot close. Let's see, it works. No, it doesn't work. So I will have to make a path dot line to 0 and 0, and then I don't need to use close as well, right? So this is my custom app bar, but there is no quadratic Bezier curve. So the best part, it's very easy now, because we have our control point and our destination point. So just cut paste, take from here, replace the x2 y2 and replace this. So this is the easiest way that you can play with your constraint layout. You find the control point, replace that in the quadratic Bezier curve, and let's run it. So my curve is ready, right? and it is perfect, right? Now let's see whether the title is changing or not. So if I click on settings, I go to notifications. Yes, title is changing. You might be wondering why this gap is there. So quadratic Bezier curve basically takes, relative positioning. It understands the curve and takes the points. That's why when we added line 2, it didn't understand and took the direct points, right? It created a line till here and then till here. But while creating the curve, it maintains the curve. It cannot change the curve, means geometry of the curve. It makes it beautiful. So what we need to do is go to your pages, user profile screen, and remove these colors. Notification screen, remove this color, and now if you run it, you can see that it's perfect, right? You can see this. So title is getting changed. It means we are changing the page, right? Now we need to create custom thing, right? So let's do one thing. This is fine, right? So let us decide whether the custom app bar will be big or not. So when it will be big, if state is user profile screen, then it will be big, otherwise it will be false, right? So this is my code. You no need to wrap it in a parenthesis, but just for the sake of clearance I am doing this, right? Second thing, let's create the child. So go to trailing, child height. So I'm taking child height as 100 right now, and yes, I need to provide a child widget also. Okay, this child widget will be used in the app bar. You need to add child here. This will be other than this stack. Yes, the second thing. So if we see, app bar is always in the background, image is on the foreground. So you need to have a stack. So first child will be container, which is our clipped path, and no, so there is a mistake now. We need to add a stack on top of the clip path because this whole thing is app bar. Okay, so let's add the stack. So clip path is one child. Second will be, if is big is true, then render the child, otherwise none, right? So this is how, if its user profile is screen, then the big will be true. If it is big, then render the child, otherwise don't render the child. Okay, so go to your draw layout and create the child now. So the child is nothing but a container, okay, which has height as 100, width as 100, as we have decided, because the child height is 100. Then decoration, it will be box decoration, which has shape as circle. Okay, so this is whole circle now. Then the border, which will be border dot all, color will be theme dot of context dot primary color, right? And this is a container which has some margin, so I'm creating this container starting from here, right? This container, so it has some margin, constant edging sets all 4. This is the margin, so that there is beautiful gap between this line and this. Then also I need to wrap this in another container which will be having white as the background. Okay, so I will wrap this. Before that, let's add the child to this. So child is nothing but icons dot profile person, right? And color will be again this color, right? Fine. Let's run this, and height also. Let's play with the height. So height of custom app bar, if the state is one user profile, then it should be 250, otherwise 150. Okay, So let's run. Okay, so this is the thing. The app bar size has increased and we can see that something has come here, right? But we need to increase the height of it. So what we need to do is we need to wrap this in a container with, now we will be giving width and height to this one. Okay, and yes, so color will be white, so it is theme dot of context dot scaffold background color. Yes, so we have got this, but we need to add maybe shape to it, and we need to put it in a center, bottom center. So first of all, this child should be wrapped in align widget. Okay, and the alignment should be bottom center, right? Let's run it. Yes, so it is in here, but why it is not moving at the bottom? Let's see, we'll see it in some time. Okay, yes, we need to have shape for this also. So you need to have decoration, same decoration as this one, but with no border. Okay, right. Okay, yes, so maybe the color also goes inside. Yes, so we have beautiful circle now. Of course, this seems to be a lot of padding. So padding and margin both are adding to it. Let's remove one thing. Yes, this looks perfect. Now when it moves here, it will beautifully cut this, right? So let's see how we can move here, and also let's handle the height of the notification. So there is some issue. Stack children must not contain any null values, right? Fine. So what we need to do, probably align will be there, right? So we need to cut. So align will always be there. If it is big, then draw the child, otherwise draw null. So it is not a problem there. Yes, so we have notifications, we have profile, but the thing is, profile in this case it's increasing, but this should not increase, right? Our app bar height should not change. The curve starting and ending should not change. Only the thing is, the icon should be placed here somehow. So we need to change the way our clipper is working based on whether it is big or not. So let's see this and move this at the right. So going to custom app bar, we need to consider the fact that whether the app bar is big or not. So we need to add two fields now, which is big, and final it will be the height of the child. So because we need to consider this height while while taking the size dot height. So height of the app bar is changed. We have 250 as the app bar height when it is profile screen, otherwise when it is 150, right? So you need to add these two fields, and so basically you need to decide, this is how you will do. So height will be now dynamic. So if it is big, then if it is not big, so it is size dot height. But if it is big, you need to consider size dot height minus child height, because and one more thing, whatever is child height, suppose it is 100, so the normal height and the big height should have difference of 100 only, because I want this at the same level for profile as well as for notifications. That's why. And the same thing is being handled here. So the total height minus child height will be the height when it is big, and you have to use instead of size height, now you have to everywhere use height, because that's the height respective to your whether it is big or not, right? So let's run this now. Okay, there is some issue, some error. Okay, I have not passed app bar clipper anything to the app bar clipper. So first of all, this error should not come like this, so we should add required, right? Then here child height will be the child height, and is big will be is big. Whatever is passed from the caller will be passed here. Okay, so now it's a profile. If I click on notifications, you can see my notification, my app bar height is not changed. Only thing remaining is we need to shift this down, right? And one more thing I just found out, the chain of containers that we have created. So basically I think we don't need this. Okay, cut this from here, and you just need to wrap it in a clip oval so that it will clip it in a circular shape itself, and you cannot see the color. So probably done something wrong. So the color, yes, color of this will be theme dot off context dot scaffold. Yes, so it is now white. Now instead of margin, have some padding. No, maybe let me just have a look again. So this was my container cost margin. Okay, so this container I have given color. Oh yeah, there are two containers, sorry. So you have to use two containers. So will not use clip oval. Probably you might not require this decoration if you use clip oval, but you will need color, right? So fine, let's move this again to here, and I will show you where is the confusion. So you don't give the shape, copy this color, remove the decoration, so you can use the color here and wrap this in clip oval so that you don't need to give the decoration. Now it's same. Let's go to custom app bar. We need to position it. We are in an align widget, so we can have position. Okay, from bottom I want it to be I think 0, and then from left I can have 0, right I can have 0. So it moved a lot. Yes, it moved a lot. The reason is again this gap which came because of the quadratic Bezier curve. So what you can do is you can have child height by 2, so it will beautifully move here, right? Now why the image is not big, that's the basic part. So it's very important to understand this child height by 2. It's very good, and it completely matches with the style. Okay, second, the width that I have given to the width I have not given, so I will give 2 so that it looks good enough till here. And if I click on notifications, you can see this is how it works, right? It's very good, right? Let's see what is left. Another thing, maybe in future you won't require your app bar to decide whether to show null or child, so you can handle this thing here itself in this child. So you can check whether screen state is user profile, so you give some child, otherwise you give some other child. So maybe you can handle this way, right? Okay, and then in the custom app bar you will only display whatever child is given to you, right? So it's same, no changes at all. And if you like, you want icons to have some more padding, so you can go to your leading in your drawer layout. Okay, so this is your leading where you have 4, so you can have some padding to it, which will be const as insets dot 4, and same thing you can add to trailing as well, but the size is changed, so it depends how you will change it. Maybe you can increase the size of your icons itself, but it looks nice now. What we'll do is, now that we have done with the profile and the notification, we will work on the sign out button, so that when we click on sign out, something should come from the bottom, and yes, it should animate, right? So there are two types of bottom sheets. One will be the persistent, second will be the modal. So modal is dismissible, persistent will not be dismissible. In our case, we definitely know when we click on sign out, it should come from bottom, and when we click on here, it should go back. So what we need to do is, we need to use modal bottom sheet, not the persistent one. So go to your all the drawer items that you have in the drawer layout. So basically this is my drawer items, all these drawer items. The last one is my flat button. So in the on pressed of it, you do navigator dot of context dot pop, so that my end drawer closes and my sign out pop-up comes. So I will call sign out drawer. So open this, open my sign out drawer. Okay, fine. Let's create this method now. Create function. I think it should be inside the class. Yes. I should have used create method. What you need to do is you need to pass in the context, which will be build context, because I think it will be required, or maybe not. Let's see. Show model bottom sheet, and it has the, yes, so it requires context. So you need to have build context passed in from top level. So go to the method and pass in the context that you have. Then this will be the context and your builder, right? So builder takes in what it takes. Let's see. Oops, what is this builder taking? It takes only the function with the context, right? And it returns some widget. Now that widget we have to draw, definitely, right? So this is how our widget looks like. Let's create this layout first of all, then we'll clip it. So let's take container, height of which can be 150. Let's see how it goes. Then the child, it's basically a row, then children, then row has two items, sorry, it's a column. Column has two items. First is the text. So the text is, Laura, are you sure you want to sign out? So Laura, are you sure you want to sign out? Then style of it, so text style, color is white, so from theme we can choose scaffold color, right? Then size of it should be 18, which I have taken mostly in this project. Font weight fw dot 600, that is fine. Okay, so this is a text. Then I need a row with two buttons. So children of this will be a material button and a outline button. Okay, then of course on pressed I need, then on pressed I need here as well. Okay, what else? I need a child where I will have text which will have written on it sign out. So it will be sign out. Is it in caps? No. And what will be the background of this? So color will be white, which is my scaffold color, right? And let's see the style. So I will copy this style itself and use primary color for the text color, which is black, and the font size can be 16. And after that, this will be 600. Okay, then the same text I will copy, put it here as my child widget of the outline button, and it will be stay logged in. Color will be scaffold and the background color will be primary. Theme dot of context dot primary. Okay, of course there is border color as well. So do I have this? Border side, borders dot all, color will be white. So again it's a scaffold color, right? And there is issue, right? So what is that we can use here? Let's see. Border. Okay, we can use this. So color will be, it's white. Right, so let's run it. I think something's on left. Yeah, we have to redesign it, but again let's see. Sign out, I click. Yes, we have something. So first of all, container's color we have to decide. So color of the container is nothing but theme.of_context, and since it's black, so you will use primary color, right? Let's go here, sign out. Yes, we have black now. Okay, now let's position everything. So in the container, this column will be centered so that nothing is centered. Let's use align. Maybe this will also not working. Maybe I understood the issue. So the 150 is the height. We have not given any height to these items. So we'll do something else in this case. Let's see. First of all, I need to have these two items expand out. So considering this row, main axis alignment dot space between and main axis alignment dot max. So now if I run it, and we can see the sign out, so we have these buttons expanded out. Second thing, we will have to use the expanded widget on top of it so that they take equal space and they have something and they have some gap in between. So let me just show you. If I don't add some gap, what will happen? They will be all joined. So I need to have some gap. That's why I'm taking sized box, which has width of 20. Now the gap will come in between these two, but I need some gap from here as well. So this container will have some padding, which will be const edge insets only. So top 32, okay, bottom 32, left 48, right 48. Okay, and let's run it and we'll see the output. It looks good, but again the height issues are there. So what we need to do, we can probably increase the height. We will make it 160, right? So the height issue will go on. Yes, it looks great now. Text alignment, you need to make it as center. Text align dot center, so that this Laura, are you sure you want to sign out, comes in the center, which is like this, and there is no gap in between. So what we need to do is, in this column, we need to give max axis alignment as space between and max axis size as max, and probably then we won't need maybe this. Let's see the output. Yes, looks good. If I remove these two paddings, then let's see the output. I want to tell one more main axis alignment. So there is a gap in between now. We will use space evenly or around. Let's see whichever works better way. Fine. And what is this space evenly? Maybe the space between the elements as well as between the parent and the element will be similar. Okay, great. That is perfectly fine. Now we only need to work on the curve of this. So let's go to this container, and can we give shape to it? No. So yes, can we give shape to model bottom sheet? Yes, we can give shape to it. Okay, so we will create a file which will be sign out bottom sheet or bottom sheet shape. Okay, and this you can probably move in the drawer in the widgets. So create a dart file which will be bottom sheet shape. So class bottom sheet shape, which extends shape border. Now this is the beautiful thing that you can see today, right? So these are the five comments, sorry, 5 methods that are required by the shape. It works completely same as the clip path. So we will need to work on outer path. We will create a method which will return a path. So we will write get clip and we'll pass a size to it. So rect dot size, whatever. So what this size is, rect dot size. So the rect is nothing but the bottom sheet rectangle. Okay. So You go to bottom sheet, use outer path and return the path which is given by this method, and let's create the method here. Okay, so the way we use clipper, the same way we will be using our outer path. So we will create a path now, and it's just a minute of time that you will be done with the sign out also. Okay, so path dot move to, now let's work on it again. Similarly, 50 we will take here, as we have taken 40 from here, so we will take 40 from here. So this is my 0 0. I will move 40 down. Okay, 40 and 0. Then path dot line to, I will move till here. So from here to here, its width is half and height is 0. Height 0 and size dot width by half, right? Similarly, I will take this also. So my width is full, height is 0 for this point. So I have drawn till here, then I need this point and this point. So path dot size dot width, size dot height, which is my bottom right corner, which is this one, and then I want bottom left corner. So my bottom left corner is 0 width and height. Okay, so this is how I have created the path. Let's see the output. Okay, so if I click on sign out, okay, nothing is happening. Probably why? Okay, maybe background color is working. Maybe I don't need to give this here, but here. Yes, let's see. Okay, great. We have got the shape, but it's wrong. So let's work on the shape again. I have moved from 40. Oops, right. So basically what I did is I moved to 40 0. So basically I started from here. Okay. So width is 0, height is 40. Okay, then you will see that it's started till here. Now we need to point till here, right? So this point, this should be 40, and then if I run it, we can see that this is the shape, right? Perfect. Now as usual, we will add path dot quadratic Bezier curve, and my first point will be my control point, as we have done 2 times before in this video itself. I don't think that after this nobody understands quadratic Bezier curve better than what we can draw accordingly. So sign out, and yes, we have beautiful curve here. Now just normal things, we need to have some padding at the top at least. So go to your drawer layout, go to your bottom sheet, have some padding on top, which can be 16. Let's see the output. Okay, can be 24, and also bottom can be something. Bottom can be 16, just to have something, you know, just it doesn't be at the bottom. That's it. Beautiful, looks very nice now. The problem is maybe I can increase the height a little bit. Then everything will be very good in its place. So I know, looks great. So if I click outside, this is happening. If I click sign out, this is coming, and the end drawer is going. So this looks great. Now let's see in the rotation. This is how it looks. If I click here, I go to sign out, this box is coming, clicking here, going back, very nice. Clicking on this cross button is not working, so go to your drawer layout, go to the first item of your drawer layout, which is this container, and wrap this container in your wrap this in gesture detector, on tap, and you just have to do navigator.pop. Right, only this thing, and then the drawer will go off. So if I click on cross, it goes back, right? So this is how it looks in iOS. As I said, I will show you in Android as well, iOS simulator for now, because after this I will be showing you the checkbox, the on and off switch button. But before that, let me show you the complete output in Android as well. And generally, to run in Android, Nowadays I will have to go to my Gradle wrapper properties and make it as 6.0.1. Then only my Android project runs. Okay, otherwise it doesn't build. Some errors are there, so it will build in a half a minute or 1 minute. So today till now we have learned how to create this drawer, how to create custom shaped and custom sized app bar, how to create the bottom sheet, the custom shape bottom sheet. Okay, so let's see the output first, and then I will head on to on and off button. Okay, so it's syncing, probably reaching here. Yes, so this is the responsive UI. It works like this. Perfect, right? Closing, right? Showing sign out. Beautiful. Everything nice. I want to rotate the phone like this. So this is my rotation. I want to click on this. It's scrolling. Sign out. Perfect, right? Changing the notifications. Perfect, right? So this is responsive. Now only thing remaining is okay. So we are done till here. Once I click on profile, I should see, you know, custom switch. So let's create a layout widget which will be custom switch, and we will try to make it as much configurable as we can. Okay, so this is custom switch. So let's see what all can be configurable. So if we see at the design, we have to have many things in terms of active and inactive. Okay, so first text, take a string, or we can say yes, string, active text, inactive text, right? So similarly we can take color. So what is a thumbnail, what is a thumb? So thumb is white here, but there can be a situation when you might want to have two different things. So we will take active thumb color, inactive thumb color, right? Then you will have border sorry. So the background color of this is white when it is inactive and black when it is active. So you will have again two color, which will be active color and inactive color, right? Then probably you will also decide what is the height of this thumb, right? So it will be thumb height, so that you can configure it, right? And based on this, maybe you can decide the height of overall your widget, height and width overall. So it will be square that I am considering, and I need some padding also, I need some border also. So I will say final border or border width, so that we know that border width will be this much. And then I also want to calculate how much will be the padding from this to this to this, right? And similarly here to here. So it's a common padding, so I will take padding right here. Then I will also have one value calculated for me, which will be switch width. So this I will calculate based on my thumb height, based on how much I want, how much border width I need, and how much padding I have. So let's create a constructor. I've created this constructor automatically, and what it says, okay, so thumb height is not taken then, or is it taken? So I need thumb height, where it is. Yeah, it is there. Maybe I have removed some. Okay, final double border width, final double padding, and then double switch width. Okay, what is this? Yes, so okay. Oh, right. First of all, we need to make it as a stateful widget. The reason is the state of this will be changed, right? Once you click on it, it will be in two states, either active or inactive. So that all also I will be handling here itself. Then I need a constructor, right? And this should, why it is saying this? For a non-final field. Okay. Yes, maybe because of switch width, we cannot do this. So I have till here. Now what I will do, I will calculate switch width, which will be my thumb height, which is actually a square. So thumb width plus padding into 2 plus the border. Okay, thumb height plus padding into 2 plus the border width. So this is my overall switch width that I already calculate in the constructor itself. Okay, then I will also have one thing which will be final bool is on. So this value can come from your caller. It can be by default true or false, right? So similarly, for that I will also have to have value here, which will be passed to the constructor of this. So I will create a constructor, right? And it will be not right. So okay, what is the issue? Okay, it's not final. So yes, so this is how I will have the value here. And right, so okay, and I will pass is on from here, right? So if true value comes in the custom switch, so it will be passed to this value, and based on that we can display everything what we want, right? So let me just compare if anything I have left behind. So this is padding, active border color, inactive border color, active textile and inactive textile. So yes, this also we need, and we can add it here, right? And similarly we can add this here, and by default, as I have seen, by default I can give padding as 8, so that user, if he forgets, I will have that. Okay, so now I will be dealing with the stack as you see here. Of course it will be animated container. I want some animations also. So let's see what to do now. So it's a container which has a width of switch width, which will be widget dot switch width. Decoration, let me just draw it, box decoration. So first of all we are creating this rectangle. Okay, let's create that box decoration. And border radius, so border will be border dot all. And have I given the border color? No. So what is this error? Maybe then what I can do is I can remove this, I can remove this, and I can calculate it here itself in the constructor. It will be like this, and this will be widget dot. Okay, so widget is not accessible here, so I cannot do it here as well, right? So I will do it here. Switch width, right? Padding, I will take widget padding and take widget dot border width, right? Yes, so this is how I will do it. And maybe this padding can be 4 because I'm multiplying by 2, and it is only 4, right? Okay, so now I need switch widget width. Okay, decoration, all color will be theme dot. Okay, so this I can pass final border. Okay, border color, this I can pass from there, right? So it will be configurable again. This border color, and similarly I will use it here, widget dot border color, right? And width will be widget dot border width. So this is configurable. Till now we have configured it. And what is the color of this container? So now the since we are using decoration, so we can use color also. So if value is true, then we will use active. So it is widget dot active color, otherwise widget dot inactive color, right? So, and also we will use animated container here, so that it animates automatically. And the only thing that we require is duration. So I will take duration as milliseconds, 200 or 400 right now. Okay, so till now okay, Let's add gesture detector also on top beforehand, so that we can see that animation is working. And now I will just change my value to be not of this value. So if it is true, it will become false, and vice versa. And then this will build itself. Okay, so let's see the output. But before that, we need to add this custom switch into our profile screen. So we will have a right. So we'll have custom switch, right? And we have to provide many things. Padding we will not provide, border width we will provide 1. Then thumb height we can provide 20 or 30, 20. Then inactive thumb color. So let's see, what is inactive thumb color? White. So it's theme dot of context dot scaffold, right? Similarly, active thumb color will be theme dot of context dot primary color, right? Then, or let me copy it from here because it will take most of your time. So going to pages, profile. So this is my thing. I will just copy everything from here and explain you what all these fields are, if there are any extra fields. So we go to profile screen, right? So active border color, I am not taking active and inactive. Now it will be only border color. Of course, this border color will apply to, yes, so I need to, because this is active border color which is white, and inactive border color is black. So I will have two now. So let me go to custom switch and use border color, active border color, and inactive border color. Okay, so this will be active, this will be inactive, and then if we are using here, yes, so this is our animated container. Yes, this will only use inactive border color always, because this container has black boundaries for inactive as well as active. Okay, and yes, next thing is on. So maybe only this thing. Yes, so all these fields are there. If we have missed anything, nothing we have missed. So we have so let's see the colors. Border width, padding, we have active color is the same thing that I explained. Yes, instead of this colors dot white, we will use scaffold. Okay, so that we can support theming. Everywhere I will use this only, so that we support theming. Okay, that's great. So I have created active text style, which is nothing but giving colors to off and on. I have active text and inactive text, which is on and off. Thumb color I have already shown you. Active thumb color is also white, inactive is also white. Some cases you might want to change it, that's why I have taken two colors. Now let's run it and just try to see the output. Okay, so this is how it looks. Okay, so you know why this is happening, because this is taking unbounded height. So I will wrap this in a column, and then it will not take unbounded height, it will just take this much. Okay, so what is my height now? This is my container. I have chosen the height, but I have not given the I have given the width, but I have not given the height. So let's create another variable we can create, where we will have height of switch height, right? And then based on some calculations, we'll create the height. So what is the height? It is widget dot thumb height plus widget dot padding into 2. That's the height of your complete widget. Okay, and yes, that's actually if yes, I also want to add border width to it, but now multiplying now width is actually I have calculated in a wrong way. It should be multiplied by 2.5. The reason is it's a rectangle, right? So I have calculated this much. I will have to calculate the width of this. So width will be, thumb height, which is square, so plus the border and plus this, and then it is multiplied by 2.5. Okay, so this is my switch height and width. I hope calculations you are friendly with now. Okay. So this is how it looks, right? Now I want to give curves. So this is my border. Let's add some border radius. So it will be border radius dot all, and it will be, you know, border radius dot circular. So I think 4 is enough, and let's see that. Yeah, it looks perfect now. So let's add child now to this animated container. So we will have child as three elements we will have. So this will animate. So we'll first let's see one more thing before this. If I click on this, yes, it is becoming black. So this is very beautiful thing. Yes. So now we need to add the rectangle square here. Or before that, let's add on and off text. Okay. So let's see where is on. On is on the left hand side. Off is on the right hand side. So we will create a stack. Okay. And 3 items will be there. Right now I will add only 2. So it will be animated opacity, because so I will explain you why. So it's opacity. So suppose I am adding on. Okay. So the child is you can say text, and then it's a active text. So widget dot active text style will be widget dot active text style, right? That's it. Then what is the opacity of it? So opacity will be if value, which is if the switch is in true state, then the value is 1. Otherwise you don't have to show on, right? So this is how you do. Duration you can add as same. So yes, now what I can do is I can define this duration on top, right? So I will do this and maybe do this. So final duration, I can do this, right? Then this duration I will use directly here, which will be widget dot duration. So I will not have to worry about whether I have used correct duration every place or not. So this is how animated opacity will be there, but we have to wrap this in a position widget. The only reason to do is because stack will have some positioning to do, right? So we have to position on the left hand side. So what we will do, our left will be 0, right will be I will calculate it, top will be 0, and bottom will be 0, so that it comes in center. And so what right we don't need, right? And yes, so that's it, I think. Let's add off now. So its right will be 0, okay, and top and bottom will be 0. Then value, if it is false, then off will be not displayed. If it is off, if it is true, if it is false, then off will be displayed. So basically it works like that. Inactive text style, then inactive text. Okay, so let's run it and see whether we are able to see the animation or not. So off we can see because it is off right now, and we can see on, but the thing is they are not in center. So basically what you need to do is just wrap them in center, and you can see that they are in center, right? But they don't have some margin and padding. So why this is so? So basically what you're doing is you have this container, but you have not given the padding. You have calculated the width using padding, but you have not given padding to your container. So edge insets dot all, and whatever padding was given to us from the caller will be used here. Can't we use? Okay, so we cannot use this. Then invalid constant value. So maybe yes, we can do maybe this. So double padding, and here padding equals to widget dot padding. Yeah, and then yes, what it is saying, arguments of okay. So just do one thing, don't use const here because it's changed, right? It's not const value. So just remove from here, and maybe then you can use widget dot padding, right? And you also don't need one more variable. So just making it as like this. Okay, padding we have used. Let's see the output now. So if you now you can see off is here and on is also here. So it's very beautiful. Now you just need to add a rectangle, a square box, right? So we are done with the animated container. Now we are done with this position widget. this position widget. Now the thing we need to add is animated position. Okay, so I will tell you one thing. Let us do position first. Let us add the child and create a container. Okay, the height of this container will be thumb height, which is this, right? And width will be widget dot thumb height. Okay, then decoration will be same as this. Let's copy, except for the fact that, one second. So except for your border, except for the color of this, so color will always be it's white, right? So it will be always thumb color that is being given. It will not change. So okay, yeah, yeah, as I have given that, you can change it, so it will be active and inactive thumb color. You can change it, right? So yes, then what will be the border? So based on whether it's on and off, so if it is on, the border is white. So let's see. If it is on, so value, then the border is active. Otherwise, widget inactive border color, right? So this is how you do it. Then position. So suppose, considering the fact that this is off right now, so left will be 0, top will be 0, bottom will be 0. Okay, so yes, let's see what happens. So it is here right now, and there is a lot of padding. Probably okay, it looks okay. You can play with the padding part. Okay, let's see something. So this is left 0. I think I have multiplied this with 2 times. This might cause some issues. No, we require this. Maybe width we can do. Maybe at some places I have added it total too much. So padding is 4. If I provide 4 from all the sides in this, and also I am providing, okay, let's see. Okay, fine. So yes, now let's see this, that if I click on this, it is an on state. So if value, so if I give right also as 0, which I cannot give, it will come in center, right? It will be like this. So this is wrong. So what I need to do is, I need to handle right and left in a such a way that they come perfectly fine for both the states. So let us consider this and see this animated position. Yes, so this is my left value. Okay, I got it. So maybe I've done something wrong. Let me remove the bottom and add the height, which will be thumb height. Maybe then it works fine. Yes, so height is okay. I can play with the padding stuff. Maybe like this. Okay, let's see it. Let's see at the later stage. Let's see it. Fine. So what I was saying is, I cannot give right. I will have to play with the left. So I can say that if it is false, if the value is false, the value will be 0. So value, if it is false, 0. Otherwise, you have to play with some values if it is true. So for true, the starting value will be, you can say, the total width into 1.5. Okay. So switch width into 1.5. Let's play like that and see what happens. Okay, it comes somewhere else. Let me just copy that and understand it, because I did it some time back. Okay, so it is switch width minus thumb height. Okay, it's done like that. Okay, fine. So I will come back here. Okay, so what is the position of this portion? So it's like you have right, so total switch width minus your thumb height, which is the width also, plus minus the padding, right, minus the border. So because border is also a big part, widget dot padding minus widget dot border into 2, because uh, it's on the both hand sides, right, this side as well as this side. So this is the left position for it. So if I run it now, I see it. Yes, so I can see something, and definitely there are some issues. So, and also this is not getting animated, so let's add animated position, and let's add duration as widget dot duration, and let's run it. See the animation, it moves, right? There are some issues with height. So let me just compare the code. Okay, so height is widget dot thumb height plus widget dot padding plus widget dot border width, which is nothing but switch width, right? Thumb height, padding, border width into 2.5. Okay, this is width calculated, and height is thumb height plus padding plus border width into 2. So the height which I have calculated is thumb height padding into 2 border width. So maybe this is the issue. Multiplied. Okay, yes, so I got the things. Yeah, so probably what I can do is I can reduce this padding, it's too much, and also okay, great. What happens when I do this? It is going too much. So okay, switch width, yeah, padding into 2. Yeah, perfect. So as you can see, we are done with this, right? It will take some time for you also to get get this understandable. Of course I have some hiccups explaining you, but I think this is how you can create the custom widget, and you can see the complete output and sign out, as well as you can see the rotated screen. So this is the end of the video, guys. I hope you liked whatever I have shown you today, and I hope that you hit the like button and share it with your friends, because this is very good UI and you can play with around. And also I will encourage you to subscribe to my channel if you have not subscribed yet, and also press the bell button so that you have notifications whenever I am putting new videos. And yeah, I'm trying to solve many of the comments that are there already, and let's see. So till then, till the next video, it's goodbye from here, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.